This tank is the AMX 13105. This is a French Tier 10 light tank. The map is Malinovka, and this is a ranked battle. So ranked battles in Division 3, spotting was really easy. I got tons of spotting damage. You do have to learn. You can't be aggressive. If you watch my random battle spotting, I cannot play like that in ranked battles because the other spotters are really good in ranked battles. So what I had to do was I had to predict what the other spotters were going to do, and I had to come up with a counter plan, which ended up working. I think I'm going to fail in this position. I really don't remember. I think this is the game. This was my last game in Division 3 before I moved up to Division 2. And it was my last spotting game because spotting really was ineffective in Division 2. What's interesting about this game is that the game before it I lost, and when you lose a chevron. But what happened was I believe this game went by very quickly, and I won a chevron, moved into the next division, and then lost the game that I had started before this, which would have kept me from advancing. That's why, okay, I discovered a bug in the game, and that explains why the game had a bug. I'm going to have to post this in the forums. So that explains why I wasn't credited properly my chevrons when I was in second division in my first game. So you can see that I'm moving into active spotting. I got 1,500 spotting damage. One of the enemy light tanks is out of the game. The EBR is still in the game. I do have to watch out for it. In ranked battles, if the EBR knows where you are, they're going to come looking for you. So if you get spotted, you have to reposition. It's not like random battles where you got a lot of time. In ranked battles, the scouts are a lot better. They're not as good as I am, but they're a lot better than random battles. This is probably not a position where I'm going to get a lot of spotting damage. I'm probably going to have to reposition at some point. Basically, what you do is you look at the map and you say, where's there gaps in the coverage where there could be potential enemy tanks, and who's already within my circle. You can see there's a lot of enemy tanks within my circle right now. So the position's really not that bad. So now I'm going to have to play without a driver, but what you're noticing is that a lot of the enemy tanks are up on the hill. They're going to go down the hill, and that's where I'm going to pull through and get a lot of spotting damage without a driver. I am a good spotter, so I know the best place to spot for them to come down the hill. And I know that they know the best place to spot. So I'm not going to spot in the best place to spot. I'm going to spot from somewhere else. So that's an example of how you outsmart them. Nobody would spot from this position. It's not a good spotting position for the hill. But because I'm going to be here, they're never going to figure out that I'm here. They're going to randomly fire in these bushes over here, and they're not going to hit me. So I'm not going to get the best amount of spotting damage. For example, this is not the best place to spot. So what's going to happen is that tank can become unspotted behind that bush, and I won't be able to know. We're going to have tanks that I'm not going to spot. But this is going to, like I said, it's probably going to pull us through to win the game. That Progetto is probably not going to make it. It is a little scary, but my team is going to pull through. The E100 is probably not going to make it. You see that there's an Object 140, but there's probably other tanks up there. And you know, it's good that I can't spot them because then they think that there's no spotter. And if they think there's no spotter, they come down the hill. And then they overextend themselves, and then they can't retreat. So you can see I'm looking in case if he spots me, I'm going to fire and kill him. So I'm up to 2,700 spotting damage. It looks like I know that this spotting position is not very good. I'm not going to knock any trees down because I know these guys are good players. You don't want to knock the trees down if you're in this position. In a random battle, I would knock the trees down. And you don't want to sit in the bush. The enemy knows that you're going to spot from that bush, so don't sit in it. I might be too far close to that bush right now. It's possible that we might see some blind firing come in later in the game. I'm not sure. I'm up to 3,600 spotting damage. Score is 4-2. It's funny, you're playing this game and it looks like he's aiming his gun in your direction. If an enemy blind fires in your area, the best thing to do is reposition. Or obviously align yourself so you think he's not going to be able to blind fire you. So you see that there's an object 104, 140, and the Progetto is still in the game. He's got a lot less hit points. But they're able to get a little bit closer. He's out of the game now. I got 280. I didn't get any spotting damage on the Progetto. But you can see we're bunched up in the corner here. The enemy is failing to swing around because we got good defense. They should really come up through the middle. That's beautiful. I love the fact that I can spot him right there and he doesn't know that he's spotted. If he knew he were spotted, he wouldn't sit there. So you can see that I'm reversing so I can snipe at him. Unfortunately, I got spotted. And with the fact that my driver, you see the object 277 spotted me because I didn't know he was up there. I have really good spotting range. It's really maxed out on this tank. You probably can't get any better with this tank with all the directives and equipment, improved equipment, etc. However, you know what? My camo might not be as good, but my spotting is really good. My camo is pretty good, but I might have one crew member at like 83% for camo, because you want to prioritize spotting over camo on these tanks, which is why I do not use a camouflage net unless I'm sniping. Score 7-4. I'm up to 5,300. I believe I am going to get 6,400 damage in this game, which is going to earn me 2 chevrons. And I'm out of the game. Okay, so that's the game. I did really well. I'm sure that my team is going to do fine without me. We really held the enemy back. If you have any questions or comments, post below.